Today I'm going to be telling you which operators are good and which operators are bad, and why. You've definitely heard some people talk about who the best and worst operators are in Rainbow Six Siege, but one thing I've noticed is that barely anyone teaches you why they're good or why they're bad. And that leaves zero room for, say it with me, growth. And we're all about growth around here. So here's 5 operators that are either good or bad. Let's start off with this defender. All of you know her, some of you like her, and most of you hate her. Cav, or also known as Caveira, is a stealth roaming operator. One of her main abilities is called Silent Step, which allows her to, you guessed it, step silently. Another bonus of this ability is that when she has this on, Jackal cannot see her footsteps with his helmet. Her other main ability is the option to interrogate people when they're injured. When she does this, every other attacker's position is given away for a decent amount of time. You might be asking yourself,
well, why do people hate her so much if her ability gives certified wall hacks?
well, Jeremiah, let me tell you. Yes, Cav's abilities sound really good on paper, but in an actual game, it is not a guaranteed thing. Let's say your friend chooses Cav, who does not have the best gun skill. He runs out of sight without making rotates or opening head holes or doing anything really. Things Cav could do rather quickly. Then goes to sit in a corner across the map 30 seconds after prep phase ends. Your friend gets absolutely mauled by the smart player who drones out the room. The hard counter to Cav. Your friend has now made it a 4v5. Smoke, who is still reinforcing or making head holes, gets bodied by the rushing Ash. It is now a 3v5 and you have effectively lost the round. Okay. That's a little exaggerated, but I think you understand my point. If Cav doesn't kill anyone or get an interrogation,
you're mine, Palhaço.
She's effectively useless. Also, her guns really aren't the greatest. She has one of the worst SMGs in the game as her primary, and her secondary pistol has no scope and will only down someone if you headshot her. Her shotgun it's okay. I mean, it's not good, it's not great, but it's alright. If we were to look at an operator who can do all of the site setup Cav can do, and still be useful after death, it makes Cav a bad pick overall, which is a perfect segue for our second defender. This defender's primary shotgun can create head holes, rotations, footholds, and can body anyone in sight, and has one of the best secondary SMGs in the game. Pause the video and comment down below who you think this is. No cheating. Alright, I'll let you guess, let you get your comments, type. Alright, if you guessed Mute, you were right on the money. Smoke was also a good guess because he has the same exact loadout, but when it comes to their abilities, it gets very different. Mute's ability is a signal jammer. It's a little device that gets put down on doors, stairways, and in a pinch can be placed to deny a wall from being blown open. And he has 4 of these. The reason why Mute is not only one of the best defenders, but one of the best operators in the game is because once his ability is placed, you have helped your team. Mute's signal jammer can deny any form of electronic device. This includes any drone, thermite charges, ace charges, Habana pellets, Yana's Gemini, Dokkaebi phone call, Lion scans, Nomad air jabs, Sense's smoke wall thingy, zero cams, and even Jaggal's helmet. I also probably missed a few, but I should say that some of these are situational due to the actual radius of Mute's jammer. It goes to about head level, and then about 4 or 5 meters outwards.
But Suaves, I wanna roam, I wanna run around and get killed.
Well, luckily for you, Nicholas, Mute can be a great roamer if played right. That is a video for another day, however. In the meantime, you're learning why Mute is a top 5 operator and why this attacker is one of the worst. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why people play this operator. When someone picks this person, I'm gonna slam my head through the wall. This operator has very little utility, one measly gun, and a pretty timid ability. This operator is Blitz. Blitz players are some of the most brain-dead people I've ever met in my life. You are choosing to take a shield that doesn't really protect you and a pistol that does 44 damage. Oh my god. What is that? Oh my god, it's a Blitz main!
Mr. Suaves, Blitz is actually very good if you play them properly. You're probably just not using the proper techniques that I have learned over the years.
Be gone, Benjamin!
I can't count the amount of times I decided to try Blitz only to get shot or knifed through my shield. Sure, Blitz's shield can blind people, and that can be really good if it also paralyzes them from the neck down. The very next move after you flash someone is to knife them, and they know that too. So they knife in front of them, knocking your shield back, and then they mag dump until they see points come up on their screen. Blitz is another operator that if they don't get kills or plant the diffuser, they become useless. Just another way to bring it down to a 4v5. If you want to talk about a good shield operator, let's talk about our next attacker. This one is pretty easy to guess. He's a bigger guy, but his ability is very strong for attackers. I am talking about Monty, also known as Montang. Monty has a pretty big shield that looks like any other shield in the game, except when he extends it. When Monty does this, the shield goes around his entire front and side of his body. This only leaves him vulnerable from the back. But if you have someone else watching your flank, then you're pretty much safe. Monty is a walking and talking drone. If you were to sit in the corner of a site or a room, you could basically just call out where the defenders are. The worst thing a Monty player can do is get in the way of your shot or panic when there's 4 people trying to knife him, even though they can't. The best thing a Monty player can do is after the diffuser is planted, usually by the Monty, is sit there and wait for them to start diffusing and then knife them. Simple as that. If you're going to be a shield main, please, please, please be a Monty main. This 5th and final operator can be very good or pretty useless depending on the situation you're in. Their gun, which is exclusive to them, is pretty good after a recent buff, and their ability looks like it should be in Valorant. You guessed them, Sense. Sense is an operator that is picked completely depending on the site you're attacking. Sense's gadget is a little rolling wheel that, as it goes, it leaves a wall of smoke behind it, cutting off many lines of sight. The benefits of this gadget is that it's not just one way. It'll bounce off any wall that it touches and go the opposite direction, offering a layering of smoke walls. It is also small enough to go through drone holes. The problem with this gadget is that it already has 2 direct counters, Warden and Mute. Mute will stop the gadget from spreading smoke in one section of it, obviously defeating the purpose, and Warden can see through it. And if you don't have these defenders, you could always just shoot it like a Yin Candela. Look at that, Christopher. You learned something new about the game. So is Sense a bad operator? I'd say for the majority of the time he's not a great one, but he does have his moments, and I'd say they recently just nerfed Sense by taking away his Gun 6 and leaving him with the new airsoft grenades they gave us at the beginning of Year 8 Season 4. But that's rant for another time. Well, that was 5 operators that were either good or bad, and the reasons why. I feel like if you're going to insult something or someone in this game or anywhere in life, you need to have a reason for it. Why is Cav not good? Why is Mute way better? What makes a good shield operator? Why do people hate on Sense so much? All questions answered, and I think we all feel better. So, if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and turn all notifications on. It really helps out. We also just hit 200 subs. Just wanted to thank everyone who's been here and welcome all the new people joining in. Our next goal is 300 subs, which just seems like a monster of a sub goal, but I think we can get there. Give this video and yourself some love, and as always, I'll see you in ranked.